What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm bringing you guys another daily range video on US30. Today is January the 12th. I'm pretty sure. I don't be knowing the dates, honestly. If I'm really being honest with you guys. January 12th, and it is Wednesday. And we about to get right on into daily range. So first things first, I'm going to mark up. Previous day's low and the previous day's high. So right here, as you can see, the previous day's high got traded through. Previous day's low did not get traded through. So as of right here, you can see that price overall did end up consolidating for majority of the day. Cannot get this, I don't know why. Previous day's high. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the previous day's Asian session range. So let's get that marked up right here. Mark that up. Mark that up just like that. Make that orange. Now I'm also going to mark up the 12 a.m. open, which is going to be right here. So first thing I want you guys to pay attention to is overall today was overall a not bearish day, but it also consolidated for the most part. It did clear the previous day's high, but overall we did consolidate for majority of it. So one thing I want you guys to pay attention to is where we made the high of the day. So first things first, we have this last up candle before this down move, and this is going to be the 4-hour order block that price traded into, making the high of the day at around 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure 9 a.m. it made the high. So I'm going to make this white clear just like that, and I'm going to go back on here. And then make this, bring it all the way over. So this is where we got that high of the day. As you can see, price came to the pip of this, and also keep in mind where this price is. This is at 36,450. Big figure, not big figure, it's a mid-figure level. So every 50 points, I call those mid-figure levels, and you can see price tapped into 36,450, tapped into that 4-hour order block. And then what did it do? This created the high of the day at 9 in the morning. So I'm going to write that down. 9 a.m. high of the day after trading into 4-hour order block. And you could probably even take it a step further. If you go back to that 4-hour, gonna zoom like this, and I'm gonna draw my fib from this high of that move to this low, and I'm gonna see if this was a fib rejection also. As you can see, it did reject. It didn't close above. Overall, I'm not gonna hold this here because, as you can see, on the lower time frames, it doesn't really count because it did close above on the lower time frames. So I'm not gonna have that. So we are gonna keep in mind that we made the high of the day at 9 a.m. after trading into the 4-hour order block. And that's when we made this high, and then from here we had this big drop off. And then what did it do? From there it came and cleared this low that was right here. And why is this low significant? This low significant because this is the low that was created during the London session. And the reason why that is significant is because now that this got traded through, and also this, I can't talk. Don't even forget I just said that. We got the London low that got cleared, and then we have the Asian session low that also got cleared. So why is that significant? Because that shows us that overall price today had a bearish New York reversal. Why? Because we made the high of the day during New York session, and that move then cleared the London session low. Because for one, before all of this happened, just like this, London session had the low of the day. So there was a potential chance that price could have this retracement to potentially continue on going higher, making it a London continuation. But as you can see, price then traded lower, cleared that low, and then from there, price just started to consolidate. So overall, today was a bearish New York reversal. I want you guys to keep that in mind because these are going to be examples of what can happen in the future. Now, what else can we do? Overall, price didn't really do much from here. So honestly, there's not really much that happened today. So let's just draw our schematic just like this. We have the Asian session range. Then price had that push during London session, making this high right here. And then from there, after it made that high, price came down, cleared the Asian session low, just like this, cleared the low, pushed all the way back high, making the high of the day, and then came back down again. And what do you see from the schematic? Overall, this was just a ranging day. It's as simple as that. Price did not really do much. I was able to catch this sell-off from this high up here. I was able to catch this sell-off, and I was able to capitalize around 36,300, which is right here. That's where I took majority of my position off for about a 1 to 2.5 risk reward. So that is good. I wasn't able to capitalize on a full move. It did come all the way down to another big figure level that I want you guys to pay attention to. Why? Because After we traded into this big figure level, we also made the low of the day. When did we make the low of the day? We made the low of the day at 11:45 in the morning. So we're going to mark it now. Low of the day at 11:45 a.m. Plus, we traded into that 36, my bad, 36, 200 big figure level. And that's when we made the low of the day. So what do we know about these big figure levels? They work very well with these pairs. As you can see, this is a mid figure, so I'm going to make this one red for the mid figure, and the black ones are what I use for my big figures. So you can see how price likes to respect it. We made the high of the day at 36,450, which is the mid figure, and we made the low of the day at 11:45 a.m., which is also trading into 36,200, which is a big figure level. And now we can take it a step further. If we pull our fib from this yesterday's low to the high we had made today, you see that the 38.20% was also in confluence with this 36,200 level. And then from here, we had that push that made price go higher. So we're also going to mark this down in this. So 36,200 plus, we also had a 38.20% rejection. I'm going to just leave 38.20% just like that. So that why is that significant? Because there was multiple confluences in this area for why price could potentially make this low and travel into this area. We saw that the Asian session and the London session lows were right here. Price came down, cleared those lows, traded into this big figure level, making the low of the day during New York session. So New York session made the high of the day and the low of the day. And from there, price overall just kept consolidating. You could have potentially looked to catch a possible retracement move just like this. So if you would have pulled your fib, didn't mean to do that. If you would have pulled your fib from that London low to the low of the day, from the high of the day to the low of the day, so from right here to right here, that's where I drew the fib. And you can see right here we had a possible re-entry for the short side, and we're going to mark that down also. When did this happen? At 12:45. So we had a possible re-entry. And I'm going to just put the time. Re-entry 12:45. So just like that, you could have potentially had this re-entry. Let's go to a 30-minute. And let's see, we also had this 30-minute order block that was created after making the high of the day. And I don't think price traded into it. It didn't. It came close to trading into this. Matter of fact, did it? Nah, almost did. Here, let me just make it a different color so you can see it. Make it red. It came pretty close to it, but it didn't tap into it. So we're not going to have that as a confluence that it had. But as you can see, we had this possible re-entry at the fib short. And that's really it. I'll put that fib short. So re-entry at 12:45 and at the fib short. So that's something that happened. But overall, today really not much happened. It did have a big drop off. We did have news at 8:30, which caused price to have this push. I was looking to potentially catch a push to the top side, but I did end up catching this sell off because I knew that when price was starting to reject, if you also come to NAS 100, it was doing very similar things. NAS ended up continuing to range also. But just like this, when NAS started to show this willingness to fall, that's when I was able to capitalize on my trade on US30 also because they move at the same time, 10:15, right here, 10:15. So when this candle closed and then that candle closed, it gave me a good willingness and good example of just showing me that price has a willingness to want to fall lower, if that makes sense. But that's really all that happened today. Not much. Pretty simple day, range. So overall, if we go back to the higher time frames, this 36 level, I was looking to potentially catch this long, as you can see. I'm going to delete this because that long didn't happen. But we are still in this overall uptrend, and as long as we can stay above 36,000 overall for the rest of this week, I still think there's a good chance we can continue bullishly. And I am going to be keeping in mind we have this daily order block up here. I'm going to make this black, just like that. We have this daily order block up here. So I'm going to be keeping that in mind. We also have this 36,800 level, which is all the way up there. But as of right now, I am bullish. As long as we can stay above here, I'm also going to mark up the 50% of this because this is a order block also. This last down candle before this up move is still considered a order block. So I'm going to mark up the 50% of it. And if we can stay above the 50%, I think there's a good chance that price could continue in this overall uptrend to the top side. So let's see what happens. As you can see right here, price traded into that 50%. And if we even go to the lower time frame, that 50% of that daily order block is also right here when we made that low of the day at 36,200. So there was a lot of confluences in this area on why it looked, why price had a reason to make that low and why it had that rejection it did there. But overall, if you come back to here, not much really happened. So If you want, take the screenshot. If you don't want to take the screenshot, make sure you join the Telegram. The link is going to be in the description. But that's really it. So if you enjoyed this video, if you were able to learn anything from me, and if I gave you an insight on how I personally view the market, and if it was beneficial, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.